I've been married to my husband for almost 14 years, and we have been in business together for almost 14 years. Since before we even got married, we have had a passion and a vision for being in business together. But working with your spouse has its ups and downs and it has its challenges. So, here are a few things that we have learned along the way that make working with your spouse a fun and healthy and productive experience when it comes to running your business. So, one of the first things that we had to learn was to lean on each other's strengths. Like, you each are designed uniquely on purpose and for a purpose. And if God has a plan and a purpose for you and your spouse to be in business together, then He has uniquely designed your spouse and you to have unique giftings that will complement each other, that will work together. The issue can be that they will be very opposite of each other more than likely. You will have a visionary, you will have an integrator, you will have someone who is organized and disciplined, and then you will have a free spirit who is a little bit more carefree and not as organized. You will have someone who's introverted or extroverted. You will have someone who's great at relationships and networking, and then you will have someone who's more operational, focused, whose processes and systems. You will have someone who works in the business, someone who works on the business. Chances are, in some way, shape, or form, you will be complete opposites, but they will be used for your good. God has a plan and a purpose and intention in bringing the two of you together to run your business. So learn what your own strengths are. Take personality tests, Enneagram, DISC, Myers-Briggs, StrengthsFinder. Take tests that really help you pinpoint your gifts, your strengths, and how you can use them in your roles in the business. Then understand your spouse's unique giftings and strengths and put yourselves into roles that complement those strengths and learn to trust each other in that. Okay, I know that you are more disciplined, operationally sound, you think big picture, you look at the details. So when it comes to decision makings, I'm going to lean into those strengths that I know I don't bring that to the table. I don't have that, but the two of us together can make this dynamic duo. The two of us together can bring and make this complete picture and really have all of the skill sets and perspectives that we need to do the work that's set before us. The next thing that we learned was to have clearly defined roles and expectations. Just because you're married does not mean that you should treat each other and your roles any differently than you would employees who you're not romantically involved with in your business. You should have clear expectations for, okay, this is your job, this is your roles. You are in sales and marketing. Your job is to create connections, take cold calls, present proposals, and figure out the expectations for the project and then pass them on to operations. Operations, your role is to create the project management, build out the product or the service, make sure that the customer gets taken care of, and then support them in the long run. Have an organization chart of not just who reports to who, because more than likely you will be equals in this, but who is accountable for what functions. List out the functions that are in that business. You have financial functions, who's doing the invoicing, who is making sure payments get received, who's doing the taxes and the profit and loss stuff. Then you have operations, then you have sales, you have marketing, and making sure that if it's just the two of you, or even if you have additional employees who work for you, making sure everything is clearly defined, because that will help so much with communication and resolving issues and keeping conflict from coming up because, oh, well, we both just do everything, or it's whoever can get to it first. That just breeds chaos and it breeds opportunity for miscommunication and tension. The next item that we learned to do was to separate our marriage from our business. That as a husband and wife, we are together, we are a team. We have a relationship outside of the business. So you have your business roles and functions, and then you have who you are together as a couple. So when you're on a date night, when you're away from the weekend, do not talk about business the whole time. Have things in common, have things you're pursuing together as a family and as a couple that would continue on outside of the business, because there may be a season in your life where one of you isn't in the business, or you sell off the business, and your relationship needs to exist outside of that. The next thing which ties into that is setting boundaries. So set the boundaries and communicate those boundaries about when we talk about business, who we are outside of business, what we say yes to, what we say no to, what we prioritize together as a couple, as a family, and then as a business. So that way you're all on the same page about what is important in your life. What are you working towards, and what do you say yes to, and what do you say no to? So if you don't have those boundaries defined, and know what it is that you're working towards and what's the most important in your marriage and in your business, then you're going to have a hard time saying no, and those lines are going to get blurry. You aren't going to have boundaries, and then that is going to also cause chaos and tension and miscommunication. Then leaning more into that is live your life outside of the business. Outside of the business, if you have kids, you are parents. You're a couple. Do fun things together. Go on date nights. Have weekends away. Talk about your financial goals and your business goals and your family goals, and just know that if anything were to happen to your business, if it were all going to be gone tomorrow, that you stand outside of that. Your relationship is solid outside of that, and that you are taking the time to spend time with your kids and have fun. You're not working all of the time, because especially as an entrepreneur, it can be easy to never leave work at work. You are working at night, you are working in the morning. Set those boundaries with, okay, when I first get up in the morning, I don't check email until after I have had a cup of coffee, read my Bible, prayed, checked in with my family, gotten my kids to school. And on the weekends, that you're spending quality time with your kids, and your kids are not growing up being like, you just worked all the time. And really knowing, or you're serving at church, or you're serving at ministry, you're having coffee with a girlfriend, or you're having friends over for dinner, or you're going bowling together. I mean, that there is a vibrant life outside of how you make money. And then that final thing is just to have fun, because you will have stressful seasons, and remembering to laugh and to remembering to joke, and even in the hard seasons, that you are still a couple, you are still a family, you are still parents, and our emotions in our life cannot be dictated by what is going on in the business, and you will have hard seasons. But if you have a way to de-stress, if you have a way to decompress, if you have a way to just remember that there is more to your life than just your business, and your identity is not defined by your business, that God is in control, He is over it all. If you are in a business, it is because that was His purpose for you. If He is taking you through a hard season, it is because He is teaching you something in it and through it, and that He will get you through to the other side, remembering that He is always in control, and that your business is not your idol. It is not the most important thing in your life. And whatever happens to that, protect your marriage, protect your family, protect your walk with God, because those are the things that continue on no matter what happens to your business.